was really just a full breakdown, everything that you need to learn, basically the A to Z.
From where to start, exactly what to do, how to do it, all the systems, the programs.
The resources and things that were given throughout the training was just phenomenal.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Deal Desk, Season 2, Episode number 4. Today we have a special guest, a good friend of mine. We actually started around the same time. He has a really great background in IT, so we're going to be going over specific things, who he is, where he's from. Also, I actually use his cold callers. So if you don't know me, one of the biggest marketing things we're doing is cold calling. And let me tell you, it is extremely difficult to find good cold callers. His cold callers actually use my course, the training. It is just really good, which we'll talk more about that. Okay. So we'll talk more about that. If you want to learn more about, what service it is, what it's called, the pricing, the options, all that, head over to the reitoolbox.com. Okay. And before we get started, click that like and subscribe button. This is completely free. It's free stuff. He agreed to do an interview. He's going to hop off, and then I'm going to be making live calls today. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, cool. So let's bring up, we got Jeff Henry, a.k.a. Tech Mogul. What's going on, man?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Welcome to the Deal Desk. For those of you that don't know who Jeff is, Jeff, can you kind of explain to everybody who you are, what your background is, where you came from, how you got into it?
Yeah, absolutely. So based out of Tampa, Florida, background is IT. Started in IT since I was around 14 years old. Started working for my dad. My dad was a regional AT&T executive. Sold a lot of products for AT&T and the technology side. So basically learned everything from him. My first job in IT was AOL. Wow. Working on dial-ups, and then I moved on along in my career and worked for a lot of Fortune 500 companies. Started my own web designing company where we did applications, iPhone applications, as well as websites and graphic designing back in 2007, 2008. And ever since then, been full blown into technology and software development. Got into real estate game in 2014. Didn't start really learning it until 2015 and closed my first deal till 2016. So yeah, it was definitely a good 2-year journey of trying to get a deal closed. But once I did, we closed over 500 plus transactions. We flipped about 15 homes per year. So we did well. I've been coaching. I've been part of the Real family for a long time. So yeah. And that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Man, can you kind of tell people, because you said you started 2014, your first deal you closed 2016, you said?
Yep.
That is like, the timeline's different for everybody when they're closed their first deal. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I feel like most people, they'll just quit like within a month. You know what I'm saying? How did you self-motivate yourself? What motivated you to keep going?
That's a fantastic question, man. Many times I wanted to quit because I was still working my 9 to 5 at the time. I didn't leave my 9 to 5 until 2017 in June. So at that point, we were already closing like about 10 deals when I quit, because I didn't close my first deal until December of 2016, and then we only made $1,000. So it wasn't like $1,000. It wasn't like I made a lot of money and I was like, oh, I'm going to put this money back into the business and things like that. It was a struggle. And good thing I had a great paying job and a good wife that supported me. So she was able to, we were able to put money together and pay for marketing and things like that. But to keep me motivated, man, was really just, seeing I had friends that were in the real estate space and they were closing deals, they were making things happen. And I was like, man, I really want to get to that level. But I also was looking at financial freedom for my family, right? We had a house, 3 kids. We had to, get something going. So that's what really kind of kept pushing me. was just family. Just keep looking back on it and was like, man, I just got to keep it going. But I'm gonna tell you, it was very tough because every single day you're grinding, getting on tons of FUs on the call. And, old ladies wanting to fight you, because you're blowing them up and things like that. It was just a lot of drama. I actually end up, going through a lawsuit with a wholesaler, when we got a deal on the contract and he was trying to, do some sneaky stuff. And it was so much stuff that made me want to quit, but we just kept pushing, man.
Yeah, that's great, man. You got to stay consistent in this business. A lot of people I would say like entry level, getting into this business is not that hard, but like actually doing the work to scaling and stuff. So can you kind of talk about, at what point did you realize that you started seeing more success in your business, consistency, scaling? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 2017 was basically a year where we closed 27 deals. So we were making some money. A couple of them were pretty big spreads. So we was building our pipeline. So we actually invested in some mentorship and programs. I think 2018, we invested in close to like $90,000 in just programs, right? Just learning, getting into different masterminds and really trying to gain all the knowledge that we really wanted to gain. So that really helped us put a right system in place. And then we hired our first virtual assistant that year. And that really took the business to the next level because I was doing a lot of things I didn't want to do, right? Like cold calling was one of them. I hated cold calling. My wife didn't like it, so I had to do it. And then trying to juggle. Yeah, I know. And some people that do. But for me, it was not the case, right? So she ended up being my cold caller. And then after that, we kind of tested her out in other roles, lead manager and things like that. And then we just started building a team. But once I had my first virtual assistant, it was really awesome because I was able to see my business as a high overview and see where a lot of mistakes were happening. And I was able to fix those, right? And then I started use my technology background to fully build out our CRM and build some tools to help my team be more efficient, right? So that's what really kind of like changed up the game for me was building systems to help build efficiency and then start hiring a team. So virtual assistants.
Yeah, it's really hard to find. Why do you feel like a lot of people struggle with finding a good virtual assistant? Because some people, they try, finding one online themselves, training and managing them, and they don't really see that success. What does it take to really, I feel like any position you bring on, they're not going to be a rock star from the beginning. There's a lot that goes into that, as well as for whoever's onboarding them. But why do you feel like people struggle with finding a really good, solid virtual assistant?
Yeah, that's a great question. So most people go onto the easy sites, right? Like the Fivers and the Upworks and things like that. What they don't realize is that, those sites, those virtual assistants are really just freelancers, right? So they're working on other people's account while they're working on your account. And if they're cold calling, they're cold calling many other people. So they don't care about the integrity of your business. They don't care about your results. They don't care about anything as long as you just get them paid. So a lot of times people fall into the trap about, hey, I need to go cheaper or find that person. And then they end up spending more money and wasting more time. And they're like, man, this person sucked. And I got to find another person. They go through the same wheel all over again, right? And that's what gives people a bad taste about cold calling or a bad taste about hiring virtual assistants because they're not getting the right results, right? That's why we built our company, right? Our company is called Real Assistants. So for those that don't know, so Real Assistants, when we built it, before that was called Velocity. We just formed with Real Advisors. So Real Assistants now has the same values that we had when I was looking for my virtual assistant, right? I was looking for someone that's loyal, that's going to work for my company for many, many years, right? We're looking for someone that not just their background, but I want to know their life skills, right? What are they doing at home? Are they reading or are they playing video games, right? I want to know a little bit about the personal life because that person is going to fit what we call the ecosystem, right? We want that person to help build our company and not tear it down. And again, you don't want to continue wasting time and effort looking for different people. So you want to just hire right the first time. And that way it will save you a lot of money in the long run. So we perfected that with the Real Assistants by basically having a really in-depth recruitment process. And then we go through a training process, and then we go through our hiring process, which is very in-depth. So based on that, we're able to help our clients find the perfect person for that right seat.
Yeah, that's great, man. I loved I'm always very careful about using somebody else to find, hire, train, manage, especially cold callers, because it's very
Yep.
tedious. And I've had my fair share of using different companies. So like when you gave me when you kind of give me an insight as to how your operations work, we start off, I think it was almost a year ago, man.
Yep.
We start off with one of your VAs, and one of your VAs, from a lead they'd submitted, I believe the deal got locked up and closed that week.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm like, damn, you know what? It's time to ramp this up. So we definitely love your VAs. And what I really like about your process is that you not only have a very good process to vet them, but training them is, I think that's what a lot of these companies lack. A lot of people don't really realize that you have to put as much training and effort into a cold caller than acquisitions or dispo. It's a position that requires a lot of talking, overcoming objections, qualifying good leads. And also what I love about your company is like, it's different for everybody, but in our company, a lead is not somebody that just wants an offer, a heartbeat in a home, right? That could be somebody that just wants to know what their house is worth, what they want for an offer, whatever. But by the time then the conversation acquisitions gets to them, they're like, oh, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. But what I love is that your cold callers are trained so well. When they're onboarded with us, we kind of, show them the, how we work. But by the time we get a lead submitted, it's somebody that genuinely wants to sell, regardless what the asking price is, because the asking price to me is irrelevant. Whether they want full market value or below market value, there's always ways you can capitalize. But that's one of the best things I realize about using your company, is because these are actually people that want to sell. They're not here to waste time. I rather have quality over quantity. I've had a lot of quantity with other companies, and I just haven't seen the conversion as successful because the leads weren't as qualified. What do you feel separates, other than training and your vetting process, what do you feel really separates your team from everybody else? Because there's tons of cold calling companies out there.
Yeah, there's tons of cold calling companies out there, and again, when we originally started our company back in 2018, was really focused on the recruitment side and training and hiring people and to onboard them to their company. So the cold calling side, we realized we had massive great results on our team and my students' teams that we were testing this out on. So then we rolled it out. But the difference, I would say, from us, not too many people do the whole recruitment and hiring and training side. But yes, the cold calling side, there's many different companies that do that. But what separates us is that, one, we train our cold callers on mostly rebuttals, right? I do a lot of rebuttal training more than I do script training, because rebuttal training, if you can get them to answer any question that comes back to them, then their responses are going to be very quick, and they're going to feel more confident, and that's going to be able to drive a real qualified lead to our acquisitions, right? And so we really focus on that point, and then we also focus on the dialers that we're working on, right, to help build efficiency for the dialers, right? So based on what we've been doing for many years, we know how to tweak the dialers, we know how to check the dialer health. We know how to change the phone numbers around. We know how to check to see what numbers are wrong. So that way our clients are getting quality leads and they're not wasting money, right? Yeah. We don't want, back in the day, there was a lot of people that's, probably having these type of companies that are just like, look, just here's like, pay me $2,000 a month, just drive leads to you. I don't care if it's good or bad, but you're going to get leads, right? And people eat that up because they're like, oh, I'm about to get 30 leads. I don't care about 30 leads.
100 leads. None of them
are going to be closed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really care. We don't put a number on the leads that we're going to give you, but I can tell you that the leads that you're going to get are going to be quality leads ready to get closed. And that's what we focus on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing, man. So I don't know if you could talk about this or not, but in regards to, I know something that you and I have been partnering up recently, and there's just a lot that goes into it, is the whole acquisitions kind of thing. Are you able to kind of discuss, give a little few details to the public as to what you're working on and what to expect?
Yeah. All right.
I didn't ask you this before the interview, so I don't know if you can or not or whatever. So,
yeah. So we didn't chat about that, but yeah, you put me on the spot, but it's all good. So yeah, I'm super excited for this new program that so Steven and I, we're going to be working together and collabing on this new program that we're going to be releasing very shortly to our as a product, right? So right now we do have acquisitions for the recruitment and training, but what we're going to be doing now is actually having what we call on-demand closers, right? So we're going to be focusing the cold callers that we do have and the clients that we do have. Some of them might struggle on the acquisition side. We're driving good leads to them, so they should be closing, right? But they're not closing because maybe they're newbies. Maybe they don't really know the negotiation skills or the rebuttal skills on how to drive that into, a closed deal, right? So we are now going to have, we're going to test it out with Steven to actually be one of the closers, part of our group to round robin those calls, right? So Steven will be an on-demand closer. So if you guys are in this program,
it's a beta test, though. I'm not going to be available like all day on the phone waiting.
Right. And we're not going to be sending him a bunch of leads that are not going to be working. These are going to be leads that are literally teed up for him, ready to be slam dunk. And Steven's going to come in there and close that deal for you guys. So this is a beta test. We're going to be beta testing with a small group of our existing clients already. But our new clients will be able to, pay an additional fee to get access to this. So I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, there's just not a service like that out there that exists. So that idea is just brilliant. Because your team is already providing quality leads, qualified people that actually want to sell. Now, whether they want full market value or time frame, that's not up to me. But I know that I'm pretty good at setting it up in a way where I can alley-oop it or set up to be closed. So it'll be like I guess like a deal desk on demand almost. So we'll see how that goes. But I love that's something that, we're working on now. I think it's going to be able to serve a lot of people. When you hire somebody in acquisitions, it's like what I was saying about cold cars. You can't expect anybody you hire just to like crush it from day one. Correct. There's going to be a learning curve. There's going to be a learning period. Some people ask me, hey, where do you find the best acquisitions manager? The same place you find talent anywhere, right? But when they become good, that really depends and reflects on how much you pour into them, right? Usually week one for us, like if I onboard a new acquisitions manager, week one is just training scripts, objections, comps, CRM, all that stuff. Week two, they're building up their pipeline, right? Talking to leads. We have somebody shouting, and by week three, at least by week two, they should be closing some deals. So, to have access to something like that is something that I've never heard of. And, you guys that are watching, you've seen, season one, how many deals I've locked up, projected profit, I think a little bit over $1 million actually for the public. So these are like random leads, the other day I called a lead on Zillow with one of my students in the acquisitions accelerator. Just a random lead on Zillow, $50,000 deal. So like, you never know what's going to happen. But what I do know is if you have a process, you stay consistent, it's going to definitely pay off. So Jeff,
I had an acquisition guy that we hired. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, like he was a track runner, he was a track coach. Like he knew nothing about real estate. He knew nothing about how to sell. Like he didn't come from a sales background. The only reason why he got hired to be a part of our team was because he's persistent, right? He was so persistent on like, hey, did you check my resume? And then he's the only one that actually submitted a video. I had a little in my little blurb was basically like submit a little quick 20-second video clip of yourself explaining why you want this job. He's the only one that out of hundreds of applicants, he's the only one that submitted a video. Really? It was a video of him running. And I was like, yo, what is this video about? He was like,
the wrong file.
Yeah. And I was like, why did you send it? He was like, because I'm always running for success, you know, something like that. And I was like, okay, I like that. And I trained him. He went through Steven's courses, and literally he was locking up a good 2 to 3 contracts a week, you know, and it took him a month. It did take him about a month to finally get everything, you know, acclimated and things like that. But, you know, I invested the time with him. I script trained, I rebuttal trained with him, and he was able to start like literally lightning rocket firing deals. So I was like, you know, you can get someone not in a real estate background and train them with the proper tools and education to become, you know, a deadly weapon. So, you know, Steven has a great course that, you know, our team goes by. So, you know, if you guys have an acquisition out there you're looking for, you know, don't wait for so long to find that right person, because you can actually train that right person.
Yeah, and if you guys want more information on the Real Assistance VA service or my course, you can head over to the RIToolbox.com. Is just a link that I kind of put everything in, because I get asked that like almost every day, like who to use for cold callers, or you know, do you have a course? And like I'm not the like a guru that I need to shove a course down your throat. You know, I don't need a course to survive, but I do believe in my content and my ability to help others, you know, replicate some skills and tips and tricks. I've been doing sales for over 13 years. So you could take a few things that I do and implement it, you know? So you guys can head over to RIToolbox.com. If you guys want to try out the Real Assistance thing, you can use the, what is the promo code or coupon code? Master Closer. And that'll take give you a really good discount, whether you're looking for somebody part-time or full-time. And these are people I personally use myself. You guys know that I only, you know, refer or promote products or services that I personally use in my business and I have good, you know, good reviews with. I have a really good experience. So, you know, the cold calling is one of the heaviest marketing methods we do. And we use Jeff's people. And we wouldn't be able, you know, to close as many deals as we can if we didn't have the quality leads submitted by his team. So make sure you guys check him out. Jeff, where can people get a hold of you? You know, social media handle, reach out to any questions they may have. What's the best?
Absolutely. So the best place is just, you know, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at, you know, Tech Mogul. So it's TEK Mogul, MOGUL.
Tech Mogul, just kind of like your display name there, but with an at.
There you go. Yeah,
awesome,
at Tech
man.
Mogul, Facebook and Instagram. You know, the thing is that we do this full time, you know, Steven. So, you know, our VA company is a full-time job. You know, we have a lot of virtual assistants that are staffed in our operation team. You know, we're also helping a lot of different clients. So this is a full-time job for us. It's not like we don't do this part-time. You know,
it's not a hobby.
It's not a hobby, right? It's just not an add-on service to what we're doing. This is a full-time job that we're building a real business here. Okay. So people got to understand that our company has a lot of core values that we live by. You know, I always say is a shit, which it is serviceability, humility, integrity, and transparency. So we're going to keep that going across the board through all our clients.
Bam.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Did you have anything else you want to say to the audience before I jump on some live calls?
Not really. Well, the last thing I want to say is, like, if you're looking for a virtual assistant, you know, the time now is to get in while the prices are still pretty low. It might change or whatever the case is, but we're launching that product for only existing clients. So if you want to have Steven to be on-demand closer and close some of your deals and some of your cold calls, then the time is now. So don't wait.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for joining me, man. I will catch up with you later.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Take care.
All right. All right, cool. So yeah, Jeff is great, man. He's got a great operation. He knows what he's doing, and he doesn't take the VA stuff lightly. He trains them extremely well, and that's what I really respect about him, because I can't tell you guys how many virtual assistants I've used, whether I train them in-house or manage them in-house. But to trust a third party to onboard them, find them, onboard them, train them, manage them correctly is very difficult. A lot of people will just hire somebody, and they'll just run up, they'll just put an overprice it to somebody else in hopes that that person's just going to submit tons of leads. You can get any VA to submit 100 leads a day. It doesn't matter. What matters is that they're people that want to sell, and that's why I've had good success using that company. Anyways, let's make some live calls here. Okay, let's make some live calls. All right, so what do we got going on here? Let's see. The first lead is, where are you at? Oh, hold on a second. We have some leads in Jacksonville, St. Pete, Greensboro. I actually had, let me pull this up here. And if you guys have any leads, it's not too late. You can submit them on the ritoolbox.com. And I'll make them live calls right now. I may not get to them because there's a lot of people submit leads. If you see me call your lead, make sure that you resubmit it. Okay, make sure you resubmit it. That way it gets back to the top of the list, because I only call twice and move on to the next lead. I don't keep calling them. All right, so we actually got one in Las Vegas. Let me share my screen. I'll go over the details with you, and let's see what happens. Share screen. Las Vegas. All right. All right, so this is the property. What's up with the story behind this? Let's see. They don't know how much it's worth, which is completely normal. A lot of people don't know how much their property is worth. But they do know how much they want for it. So don't know how much of a kitchen, bathroom, blah, blah, blah. Need updating, fair condition. Let's see. She's motivated. She's a motivated seller, elderly. Just need patience with her and following up whenever she tells you. Need patience with her and following up with her whenever she tells you, since she does get mad if you call a lot. Oh, that's nice. So this might be an angry call. I mean, I haven't had any angry people in a long time, so maybe you guys will see me get yelled at today. Okay, so let's give her a call. She is in Las Vegas. Where are you at? There it is. Okay, let's give her a call. I'll put on speaker. I'll put next to the mic. Make sure you guys can hear it okay. Everybody's gonna get angry if they get called a lot. Obviously, a lot of investors in the area, they get a lot of calls. You got to separate yourself, be a little bit different. So let's see if she picks up the phone. Speaker. Oh. All right. Let's call her back one more time. If not, we're going to move on to the next one, which is in New Jersey. If you guys watched the last episode, Manny called this guy New Jersey, and the guy wasn't happy. It's pretty funny, but Manny, I respect him. He just keeps his composure. He keeps cool. He doesn't. Some people get emotional on the phones. He's definitely not, one of those people. Let's call this lady back one more time. If not, we're going to move on to New Jersey. I guess needs some work. I don't think she's gonna pick up the phone. So we're gonna move on to the next one in New Jersey. $330,000. Hold on a second. Is this the guy that Manny called? No, I don't think it is. I thought it was for a second. I wouldn't mind calling him back though, but he already got spoken to, so the outcome would probably be the same because he's not a motivated seller. You got to realize, like, you're going to talk to some people, and no matter what you say or do, they're not going to sell to you. And some people think they're right as far as what it's worth, but trying to convince somebody what they should sell for or shouldn't sell for is not really going to help you out. The best thing you can do is give facts, like give actual comps. That's what I find a lot of people struggle with, trying to somehow convince a seller that it's worth this and worth that. Like, don't spend so much time convincing them, right? If you know the facts, you give them the facts, and they don't take the facts or like the facts, move on to the next lead. It's not a good fit. Not everybody's going to be a good fit. All right. So anyways, this property here, they're asking $330,000, fair rental condition. Okay. He's been ghosting me for a month, it says. Interesting. Reason for selling: wants to travel and tired of being a landlord, wants to be a flipper instead. So this guy wants to be a traveling flipper. All right. Wants to travel, tired of being a landlord. All right, cool. So let's give him a call. Interesting transition. He wants to travel. We had this guy that he was a little bit older, but he wanted to sell only because he just wanted to travel the world. He made a lot of good money. I'm sure he had a pretty interesting experiences. He said he's going to go crazy, whatever that meant. But let's call this person over here in New Jersey. Maybe they're nice to me today. 3:30. While it's ringing, I start running comps, so I have a better idea.
Yes,
Mr. Pierre.
yeah, who's this?
My name is Steven. I think you spoke with my partner a while back in regards to your property on Washington. Were you still looking to sell?
I'm not selling. I have another.
Oh, you're
I'm
not selling
anymore.
No matter how much we paid you, you wouldn't be looking to sell?
No, because I already do something else.
Oh,
yes,
what?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So he's not interested in selling because he did something else. Just out of curiosity, he's asking 330. I just want to take a quick look at this. Oh, he's actually asking a decent price. Hold on a second. There's a lot of comps in this area. Something really important is that you have to make sure that you are looking at year built. Year built is very important. So he said he did something else. I'm not going to call him back, but if you submitted this lead, Mr. Pierre on Washington Terrace, I would follow up with him if I were you. So make sure you do that. We're still new. We have a lot of leads. It looks like somebody dumped their whole CRM in here, which I don't mind, right? But let's give this other person a call. We're still in New Jersey. All right, so this one is in Irvington. Everything seller said at least $60,000. Okay, cool. I never judge a lead of how motivated they are based upon their asking price, because that's really irrelevant. It's like that Zillow lead I called with my students. He was asking $1,000 less than the Zestimate, and he went down 50% of the actual ARV. So I never really care about how much they're asking, because, once you start asking questions like, why are you looking to sell? When are you looking to sell? That's when you start uncovering that motivation, right? So everybody has different reasons as to why they want to sell. The price is not going to dictate that motivation. Some people just look at Zillow. They ask $1,000 less and they think it's a home run deal for any investor. And that's not the case. You have to make sure that you dig into the reason they want to sell. The time frame also determines how really motivated somebody is. If somebody's in a rush to sell, that's probably a motivated lead. Some people, you can give them exactly what they're asking for. It doesn't mean they're motivated to sell. Some people are like, oh, yeah, I don't care when I sell, maybe in like 3 to 6 months. So keep that in mind. All right. So this one's in New Jersey. They're asking, hold on a second. Oh, $60,000 in repairs. Okay, so they're actually asking $225,000. What repairs are needed? The seller says it's $60,000. Complete rehab needed. He wouldn't tell me why he wants to sell. He said, why does that matter? Also, was not interested in creative options when I mentioned it. Interesting. So this person sounds like they're a little bit aggressive. All right. If somebody doesn't know or doesn't tell you why they want to sell, it's typically not somebody that is really motivated to sell. If they're on the phone with you and then I ask, so did you have any idea what you think it might be worth or what are you looking at least up? That doesn't matter. Okay. So it doesn't matter if I give you $1,000 or $300,000. You got to dig in. You got to overcome these objections, firm, be the authority. But you also want to be professional, and you also, you want to show them and tell them that you know what you're talking about. Let's see, this person picks up the phone over here in Irvington, New Jersey. This is almost, I thought it was the same phone number. 1059. All right, cool. I don't know how to pronounce their name, but I'll do my best. I'm on day 25 of the 75 hard, man. I've drinking 25 gallons this month. It's crazy. That's why you guys always see me with water. I'm always holding water, whether I'm shooting content on here. I always hold water. This area looks pretty. It's not even ringing. Hold on. So what's going on here? Oh, hello.
Yes,
Good morning. Is this Mr. Filsame? Filsame?
yes, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. Hey, my partner actually spoke with you a while back in regards to your property on Grove Street. Were you still looking to sell that property? What was that?
That's not available anymore.
I can't hear you very well. Can you repeat that?
That's not available no more.
Oh, it's not available? You already sold it?
It's not available now, sir.
Okay. It closed and funded? You got paid? Did you have any other properties you might be looking to sell? He's still on the phone. I don't know. Let me hang up and call him back. It's hard to understand him. I think he said it's not available. And then anytime somebody asks that, I always ask, like, did you sell it? And then he said it's not available. Doesn't mean it's not available. Yes and no. But I'm going to call him right back. Interesting. He wants 225. I'm looking at the comps. It looks like the ARV's around 275 to 300. But yeah, he's not gonna get that, especially if he needs a full rehab. He's not answering the here we go. Hello?
This is Junior from Junior's Home out in 9.
Okay, so he's not answering phone. Moving on to the next one. Let's see what we got here. The next one is in New Jersey. Let me check this one off. Newark. I called this guy. All right, cool. Let me take this off here. So just because somebody says it's not available or it's sold doesn't necessarily mean it's you can't make an offer, because keep in mind, somebody's definition of it's sold means it's under contract. That's why it's extremely important to always ask, did it close? Did you get funded? You'd be surprised how many people say, oh yeah, it's sold, and then you ask that question, they're like, oh, it's under contract, supposed to close the end of the month or whatever. Okay, so make sure you ask that question. So this property actually has photos. I don't know why, like, the format is so small you can barely see it. There's no street view on it either. Let me see if I could pull this up. All right, anyways, this one is New Jersey. They're asking 200,000, rental condition, Section 8. Fair condition. He has other properties that he wants to sell. Reason for selling, he's getting older. That's perfect. If somebody has several properties they want to sell and they only want to sell one at a time, make sure that that first property, you make a good offer, you make the process, the experience as smooth, as good as possible, because that's really going to dictate if they decide to sell other properties to you. Some people can have 10, 20 properties, and if you do a bad job and give a bad experience on that first property, they probably won't be as motivated to sell you the other properties. I call those whales. When people have a lot of properties, you get the first one under contract, okay, and then you provide a really good experience for them. Okay, so they're like, man, I love the way, working with them was easy. I'm going to sell my other properties. So just make sure that you keep that in mind with people that have a lot of properties. Let me call this guy right here, see if he picks up the phone. Got a lot of difficult names to pronounce. Let's call this next person, though. They're asking 200,000. All right. Hopefully it's still available. Let's see. All right, let's put on speaker. The pictures are Zillow are so small, it shows the address, so I'm not going to be not going to share my screen on this one. If you guys have any questions or comments, drop them in the chat and I will answer them. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Mr. Sayed?
No, wrong number.
You don't own the property on 6th Street, do you?
No.
Okay. Did you have any properties that you might be interested in selling for an offer?
No, not really.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I guess that's the wrong number. Definitely. So whoever submitted the lead on 6th Street, I called the number and it's not the right number. Hold on a second. All right, moving on to the next one. We have here is Austin, New Jersey. Next door, New Jersey. Then we're going to go to Connecticut, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia. It's still not too late to submit your leads or ask questions. Make sure you guys do that. All right, so let's call this next one. I'm just going to start calling from the beginning. See if I get somebody on the phone. Oops. Hold on a second. This person didn't get to speak with her too long. Caught her at a bad time. Okay. So no asking price. That's okay. Let me call the number. Hold on. So no asking price. Didn't get to speak to her. Okay. Hold on. So, got her at a bad time. How did you get this information if you didn't get to speak with her? Need some work. I've been following up for her to cancel the contract with other buyer. She would be able to cancel by January 1st due to a 10-day notice.
Your call has been forwarded.
So let me talk about that in just a second. How do you deal with people that are already under contract? I'll tell you what we do. Because there's a right way and a wrong way of doing it. You definitely want to make sure you do that the right way. You don't want to get under contract if it's already under contract. That does happen with some sellers. Some sellers will lie about it. They say, oh, yeah, it's not under contract. You get under contract, and then you see the same property being marketed.
Your call has been forwarded.
They're not answering the phone, so we're going to move on to the next one. But anyways, if a seller is already under contract with somebody, what do you do? Okay. You don't want to talk bad about the other investor, right? You kind of want to plant seeds of doubt. Hey, I don't know what's under contract, right? But you want to say, hey, I don't know if they show you proof of funds, how if they said how quickly they can close, how long they've been doing it. But when are they expected to close on the property? I'll call you a day before or a week or the week of just to check in. Some people, remember, some people, just because it's under contract doesn't mean it's going to necessarily close, right? So you got to make sure that there's no point of getting under contract, but say, hey, just in case they don't close, I'd love to give you a backup offer, or try to get the price that it's under contract for, right? And then you can give them feedback. I've talked to some sellers where they have it under contract with another investor, like way high. Like I could definitely tell, no matter whether you're flipping it, wholesaling it, renting it out, they just like overpay for it, right? Even above ARV, just to lock it up. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right, so the next one, we got two more New Jersey. Okay, and then we're going on to Connecticut. All right, so this one, you did get an asking price $290, kitchen under construction. Let me pull this up here. If a seller ever tries to tell you their estimated amount of repairs, you don't want to hold them to that, right? Because how would they know the exact amount it takes unless they're active investors, right? Now, if they're investors for a while, I mean, you could be a lot more straightforward with them. But then again, even if it's an investor, everybody has different prices when it comes to labor, materials. So you never want to say something that's going to hurt you at the end of the day, because you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot if you say, oh, actually, Bob, it's actually costs less than that, or actually costs more than that. The person, you may offend somebody without realizing it. If Bob the Builder's been investing, flipping houses for the last 30, 40 years, and you try to tell him what it's actually going to cost, you don't want to get into that situation, because at that point, Bob's going to realize that, oh, you know what? You're trying to tell me how I do my stuff. Even though everybody's different prices, if somebody's been doing it for a long time, feed their ego, make them feel good about themselves. Don't try to correct somebody, because it's going to hurt you. The person's not, you're going to get into a debate. And keep in mind, you're trying to make an offer on their house. So you getting into a debate is not going to, it's not going to help you out. All right, so I'm going to pull this property up. This is a different kind of property in New Jersey. These properties in the Northeast, a lot of these properties Northeast, like Baltimore, D.C., New Jersey, New York, I mean, you're going to have a lot of row homes. Keep in mind, a lot of these properties that are single family, right? Single family detached, they're a lot more valuable than the row homes. Okay? All right, so this is a property right here. They are asking $290. Let's give him a call and see if they pick up the phone. Also, keep in mind, when you're making comps on properties in the Northeast, Florida, I mean, 99% of the properties in Florida do not have basements. Okay, in the Northeast is very common. That's something you have to take into consideration when running comps. Okay. Also, parking with row homes. Like, there's so much more things that you have to look at when you're looking at properties in the Northeast, especially if they're row homes in the market. All right, so let's give this person a call. $290. I'm gonna start running comps immediately. That. Let's see. This is in Morristown. Okay. Hello,
What's up, Florida?
Mr. Mooney.
Yeah, who's calling?
My name is Steven. I think you spoke with my partner a while back in regards to your property on 3rd Street. Were you still looking to sell?
Sure.
Did I catch it a good time?
Yeah, it's a good time.
All right, perfect. So the reason for my call, I actually want to give you an offer on the property. My process is actually very simple. Just want to ask you a few more questions here, other than what I see in the notes. It takes about 7 minutes. Is that okay?
7 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Can you shorten it up?
I'll do my best. I just want to make sure I have enough time to get as much information as possible.
Let's try to make it the fastest one you ever did. All right.
I'll try to break a record. So, listen, I was looking at the notes here, and it looks like kitchen under construction, no central air. Can you tell me a little bit more specifically about the interior condition and what work it may need?
It's got good bones. Right now, as it sits, I was going to have I'll tell you what needs to be done. 2 floors need to be sanded and stained. The walls are good. The electric's good. The plumbing is good. I got a leaky wax.
This
seal
property.
in the
It looks like it
bathroom,
was
the downstairs
listed.
Bathroom, but that's an easy fix. I've got some baseboard.
Doesn't show
cone
active.
base molding. I got to put in
So,
on the second floor bathroom.
It's probably failed listing.
I got to repair some
I see some photos on
door
it.
appearances in the second floor. 3 door appearances. I want to pretty up.
Okay.
And then I'm going to call her done. The roof's about 12 years old. It's got good bones. It's been there since 18 something. There's one loose step on the porch. That's a fix. That's an easy fix. Not a step, but one of the boards, one of the T&G boards, it's got some spring. I got to get under and shore it up. That's an easy fix. Other than that, man, it's good bones. It's like I said, it's ready to go. It's a good house. It's cute. It's cute as hell.
I was gonna say it seems like a great property. What's got you looking to sell potentially?
Well, I've rented this place for 15 years, and
oh wow,
I'm approaching retirement. I really don't want to deal with tenants anymore.
The
place is vacant. It took me a little while to do that, and then I've been working on it since, prettying it up.
Okay.
Drop ceilings were removed. Things corrected. Some of the floor plan was changed out with additional walls, changing the walls out. Some of the floor plan is prettier. It's a lot nicer.
Yeah, I see it was
I just think about that today. I'm like, I got to start renting it if I don't sell.
This might be a good price.
So
I'm looking at comps. See cash comps. So one sold for $300,000.
Really at this point, take it the way it is, man. 2.25. And if you were to put 50,000 of pretty into it, oh Jesus, you're going to get 4.25.
Now I see some photos online. Was this listed before?
Yeah, it was online. Pictures aren't the same. Different. They're they're different.
Okay. So what do you in the condition it's currently in right now? What do you think it's worth, or what were you looking to at least sell for, realistically?
What do I think it's worth right now? I think the low end is 2.25, and the high end 3.19.
Okay.
Just because of the location, it's in front of an old railroad track.
This is a deal.
Yeah,
it's a deal.
I find it more appealing because I'm like a train enthusiast. But it's been there forever. It's a great neighborhood. It's walking distance to town. It's all location.
Yeah. Okay,
that's
so
what it is. That's what the house is. That's its greatest asset.
I think he's on a time crunch, but we can keep it going. I'm trying to stop.
What's your name again?
My name's Steven. Yeah, my name's Steven.
Steven, how many more questions?
What was that?
How many more questions? What else you want to know?
No, I think you told me the gist of it, but so 225, and if we can cover like the closing costs, the whole 9 yards, commissions, we've been doing this for a while. What do you think would be the best price you can do if you were to sell to an investor cash?
I'm thinking 224.
Okay. All right, 224. So what
maybe I tell you 223.
223. Okay. All right. That's even better. here's what I'm gonna do, because I think you're very realistic and it makes sense. I gotta obviously confirm with my partner, crunch some numbers with him. If we can do that 223 as far as like a cash offer, I mean, is this something you're ready to get the ball rolling on today as far as like an agreement in place?
Yeah, if you're ready to do that, I'm going to give you to my realtor, and I'm going to pay her. I'm going to pay her half the commission. I have an agreement with her
Okay.
that she'll handle the processing, and if I find the buyer, in which case I did,
Mm-hmm.
I only pay her.
He's
half
right.
commission.
Airby's
She's a friend of mine, and she just takes
426.
that paperwork off of me. She's probably going to ask like for, I don't know, $1,000 security deposit. Good safe money, maybe more. I don't know. I don't know how strong your company is.
And I
She's
see an
gonna look
investor
into
buying
it,
for
find out who you are.
290.
And but yeah, Steve, talk to your partners. Do what you got to do.
Okay.
Get back to me. We found.
What was that? Talk to who?
Yeah, so talk to you said you want to talk to your partners and crunch some numbers.
Yeah.
After you do that and you decide what you want to do, let me know, okay, pal?
Okay. Is this the best contact number? I'll give you a call back and then you can connect me with your realtor.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is, if you gave me a verbal offer, I'd say, all right, here, call my realtor. Her name's Michelle Stevenson.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll accept that number, but I got to make sure we make the decision together. And then I'll have my partner give you a call and see what we can do. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right, Steve, let me know. Is this something I want to hear from you soon?
Yeah, I'll know within the next probably 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So you're going to call me within the next half hour?
Yeah, my partner and I will call you. Yes, sir.
And who's his name?
His name's Omar.
Oh, this is Omar. I dealt with Omar.
No, this is Steven. My partner's name is Omar.
Yeah, I know. I said I've dealt with Omar.
Oh, have you? Well, he must have looked at the numbers incorrectly, or I don't know where you guys left off.
Isn't Omar? He's thin, dark-skinned guy, comical.
Where did you guys leave off?
Is that the same Omar?
I don't think so.
Have you met him?
Yeah. It's a different Omar, though.
Is he dark-skinned? Is he tall, thin? You said you don't think so.
Yeah.
What is he, Steve? Is he a round Caucasian guy, or is he a tall black guy?
Well, he's dark-skinned. He's tall, but there's more than one Omar in New Jersey, I'm sure. But you spoke with him already? You met with him in person?
I think so. Yeah, I think he was out there looking at the place.
Yeah. Well, we got more than one partner. We got more than one partner, but yeah. But I didn't want to waste your time. I'll get everybody together and I'll give you a call shortly.
All right. Let me know, Steve.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Omar, I don't know what you look like. Maybe you fit the description. But anyways, I don't know where you guys left off, but check this out. So this property in New Jersey, I ran comps on it. He's a tired landlord. He's serious. He's serious about it, right? So I'm looking at a cash comp here that actually sold for $300,000. Now notice when you guys spoke, he was asking $290,000. That wasn't that long ago, right? Now he went down. He said it was worth $225, and I always ask right off the beginning. You notice that it was a good price, and I still ask that question. He got it. I think we grew 222 or something. Or he said 224. Then I think he said 222. I was looking at the comps and stuff. But this is a deal. The ARV, there's one right across the street for 426. Okay. Cash comps, selling for 300. This is a deal all day. Okay. So if we sell this, let's see, if we sell this for 300,000, Omar, I'm going to give you a call, by the way, right now, because we're at 1:00, but accepted offer, right? So he said 222, cash comes on 300,000, 222. Give me 1 second. It's a $78,000 deal right there. Now, notice I you guys that know me, I keep the same process. I don't jump on it. Even if it's a big deal, I don't jump on it. The reason why, because it's just too easy. It's too easy. Okay. But you don't want to like force a person. I didn't give a number. I didn't even give a number. Remember, I always say, hey, what do you think the property's worth, or what we're going to sell for? Oh, what do you think it's worth? Probably like 2.25. And then, that's a deal right off the bat, right? The $75,000, you went down to 222. We're at $78,000. So Omar, $78,000 deal. I'm going to call you right now. Okay. I thought Jeff's going to make calls today, but he jumped off. So I'm going to make calls. All right. So the first time I get on calls this season, $78,000 deal. Omar, I'm going to call you right now. We're going to lock this up. Let's work together. But it's 102, guys. That was great. And hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. By the way, make sure you guys head over to the REI Toolbox, right? So when Jeff and I were talking about, where to find the VAs, get more information, the course, all that stuff, submit leads, head over to the reitoolbox.com. I like updating new things on there. Anything I'm using in my business is in there. Okay, is in there. And you guys will get like a little promo code or to get a good discount stuff. But anyways, great show today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Omar, I'm going to call you right now, and let's lock up this $78,000 deal, man. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Go crush the weekend.